John Sewell with Engearment.com in our beautiful mountains of Colorado. Take a moment to soak it in 360 here. We're at Sean's Run in a certain specific area that I will not mention, but this is my favorite place to come test gear. And I've been testing out for the last year plus now the Weston Backwoods Splitboard. This guy right here. It's also these graphics are combination with the Ha Alliance, teamed with Native American artist. This is a salmon, actually. Pretty awesome. This colorway, there's only 5 of this particular colorway. I think Leo, the owner, and Sean Eno have one. I have one as well. In this review, I'll go over the features, functions, and what I love, not just like love about this Weston Backwoods Splitboard. So let's get into it. First, we'll start with sizing. I am 6 foot, about 220 pounds, a men's size 12 boot. This is the 163 wide. I find that it fits me really, really well. I've used different sizes of this down to the 150s, too small for me and my weight. 163 wide has been a very good fit for not only my size 12 boot, and I'm rocking hard boots as you can see, but I've also used it with soft boots, with both the Karakoram stay put bag and the Spark interfaces, and now currently my favorite system, the Phantom hard boot setup. But there's so many good things about this setup. I've been studying the backwoods for about 6 or 7 years, maybe even longer. Been testing out different versions of it, watching the team over at Weston take rider feedback and user feedback and develop, I think, one of the best split boards, at least that I've ever used. And I've used quite a few split boards. Heck, I wrote the book on split boarding. No joke. You can go find it on Amazon or I'll send you a copy for free. So I like to think that I'm very fortunate that I get to use a lot of different splitboarding equipment and hopefully relay my experience onto you and hopefully helps you decide what equipment to go demo, show us, try before you buy, and or purchase clothing, part setup, splitboard, bindings, interface, clothing, what have you. Just trying to be helpful. Hopefully this is. If it is, a thumbs up. Always appreciated. Okay, back to the Weston 163 wide, back with Ha-Ani Alliance splitboard. The good folks over at Weston handed this over to me over a year ago. And I got a few good tours in on this particular version before breaking both my feet last year and having surgeries, which delayed the review process by about 8 to 10 months. But we're back this season now, 2024, game on. I've been shredding on this thing last 2 months, and I absolutely love it. It keeps finding itself at the top of the rotation for splitboards. In fact, this is not, I don't recommend this, but it has lived in my truck for the last 2 months. So anytime I have like a 4-hour window open in my day, I go, bam, get the Ford, go up to the mountains and get a quick tour in and just get that ear-to-ear satisfaction and joy, right? Okay, what makes this board so flippin' awesome? It tours like a champ. The camber on this is just right. The placement for the touring bracket is awesome. It's not like they put a lot of thought into where they put the touring mechanism, and it shows. I feel like a billy goat on this thing. I can tour up more terrain than I feel like I can on any other board. It's saying a lot. Again, I'm not trying to be braggadocious, but this thing has allowed me to do more efficient touring. The hard boots really help out a lot too. But the placement of where they put the touring bracket mechanism is fantastic. And then, very importantly, how does it perform on the way down? Well, people might think, oh, this is a POW board. It's just a POW board. No, this is like the end of May, and I'm on corn. You can see this. This is some straight up corn, and the thing shreds. In fact, most of the ski resorts closed in the last 2 weeks, and some, I'm not going to say which ones, allow you to legally access them after the season's over for commercial use. And so, believe it or not, I've been lapping it up at resorts, won't say which ones, and just getting those big bomber runs with consistent corn snow, middle of the day, and this thing has been a blast. The base is really nice, centered base, takes wax really well. I actually encourage you to get the Phantom treatment. They offer that in shop, and I think you can order it through Weston with that Phantom treatment, and if you can't swing it, I'd swing it extra $100 or so, and then you have a permanent solution for variable conditions. It never wears out. We have interviews with DPS and then eventually with Phantom, talking about their eco-friendly base treatment that goes in. I've done it at home as well. I'm not trying to go off my tangent about Phantom, but I do encourage you eco-friendly people out there, as well as just performance-wise. It goes into the base and never leaves. but doesn't rub off into the snow and go into the watershed. It just provides protection for your board, protection for the environment, and you can just shred knowing you always have a base wax. You can wax on top of that, which is what I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm going to reapply a phantom treatment to this board and then wax it up with some spring wax and just have a time of my life. So, does it shred? It shreds. It's semi-stiff. You can see a decent amount of flex, right? But enough stiffness that keeps my 220, 240 pounds of Scotwood backpack in check on the runs. In the variable conditions, of course, in the powder, it's a pleasure. Most boards are fun in powder. I love powder, right? So let's just say it does great in powder, but it's not a powder specific board. So I'm using it towards the end of the season right now. I've gone out to some pretty mild to moderate objectives. In my wheelhouse, this is what I like to do. Kind of train I like to enjoy it on. And it's just a blast to use. It just turns when I want to. The tail is nice. It's a little bit more narrow in the tail, a little wider in the nose, so it floats on snow with less effort. Turn initiation is great. The placement for the pucks is really nice. It's all subjective, right? You're just taking my opinions on my experience of using it. But I've used this board, like I said, different versions of it for many, many years. So I've got to feel the evolution of the Backwoods, and I think this evolved into a wonderful, wonderful board. In fact, one of our staff riders, Aaron Rose, rides the Backwoods, and he is full on. He's area level 2. Him and I are both level 2, but he's also deaf. And I think he's the first deaf splitboard guide. He rocks the Backwoods carbon version on the hard boot setup, and that's his life. You should follow him on Instagram, Deaf Splitboarder. He's one of my best friends, and he's an awesome guy. But he uses the Backwoods almost exclusively, so it's pretty sweet. Little testimony right there. You get the Karakoram hardware, Ultra Clip 2, and then these are fantastic. I guess they'll be on this side. These are fantastic because they lock. It goes around, clip, and then there's a little doodad right there that locks it in place and then really keeps the nose from opening up. There are other clips out there, especially the Chinese clips that just I've been going down, and I'm a pretty heavy guy, fairly strong now. I'll just get a turn and I'll watch the nose pop, and all of a sudden I've got multiple edges, which is a nightmare. So it's nice to keep the nose and the tail locked in place. The Ultra clips are fantastic. You simply open it up, and then you slide the boards together, and then boom, you can always adjust the tightness as the season and the years progress. Fun fact about Karakoram, I know he's no longer with him, but Russell Cunningham's going to be on the podcast here very soon talking about splitboarding and fueling up for splitboarding and a lot of fun stuff. So stay tuned for that. Okay, now the reason I'm trying to get this video done this week, because when I was researching the specs on this, I noticed it's on sale at most places, on Weston, on Backcountry, REI, Camp Saver, all the places you might go to shop. So end of season, obviously. So this is like the ideal time to pick up gear. And so looking at the Backwoods, hopefully this review helped you out with the specs, the functionality, see me use it, where I use it. I won't tell you where this is, but I will tell you this is Sean's run. And if you know, you know. And I'll probably see you touring up here sometime soon or next season. But hopefully, if the Backwoods was on your radar, seeing this is helpful. And there's one last very important part I almost forgot, but seeing this from Sango reminds me, get the skins. They're Pomoka skins. Pomoka are my favorite skins, but the way they insert on this board is the best system I've ever used. There are drill out holes right there for the skin to go in, so you're not worrying about here. And then there's a cutout down at the tail to lock it in place. And what does that allow you to do? One, it allows the skin to stay in place mechanically taut as well as functionally with the glue. But two, this is like gonna blow your mind. You can't do this with other boards. I need to open those up. But you can put the board together so you can keep the skins on, which I know you shouldn't do, but I'm going to do it because I want to show you guys up to a point. There you go. You can put the board together with the skins on. What? Mind blown. So yeah, you can, if you're going to do it the night before, you can set it up. And as you saw, that is how that locks into place. Unlocked. See, loose. And then rotate over, clip 1, clip 2, nice and secure. There it is. So yeah, I can rip my skins from this position now. The board's already put together. I didn't have to scrape any snow off. The snow just didn't cake on today. And we can go shred. And we get down there and go have some fun. So hopefully seeing this review on the Weston Backwoods Ani Alliance. was helpful. If it was, thumbs up be appreciated. And also thank you to Weston for all the years of support with our nonprofit, the Beacon Bash, where we raise money for local avalanche information centers, as well as Abbey rescue dogs and Abbey rescue teams, and also hopefully provide a safe place for people to learn what a beacon, shovel, and probe are, as well as practice their skills, meet new friends, potentially win gear. Weston's been probably the most generous company out of big name companies, but Black Diamond, Mammut, Arbor, other big companies involved. Weston has not only done the heavy lifting for the Beacon Bash, but also donated the most. So they have done the most to help out the most amount of people. So thank you, Weston, for the years of support. And yeah, I'm going to stop raving about this board and just go write it. If you like this content, consider subscribing to the Engearment YouTube channel. If you're already a subscriber, I really appreciate that. Got any questions I may be able to answer, put them in the comments below. If you get experience with this board, please share with the world. I'd love to hear who you are, where you're shredding, what you like, or what you've done with your board. Okay? Until next time, take care.